Hey folks, this is Chris reporting in from the Fig Grove on August 6, 2025. I'm here with Pete, and maybe you want to tell a little bit about yourself, Pete?
Yeah, sure. As Chris mentioned, my name is Pete. I live down near the Sacramento area. I used to live out by Washington D.C. When I was in the Navy, but got out of the Navy a couple years ago and moved out near Sacramento. I actually grew up here in Oregon, and so I was visiting my parents and about to drive back home, and decided to stop by and say hi to Chris here. So happy to be here. Happy to see this really nice place he's got here. And I do. I was growing figs out there in Washington D.C. I had a sort of turned it into a little business. It was called Fig Life back then. I've decided to sort of rebrand it as Pig and Fig Orchards because I'm going to be growing a few other things out in California. You know, it's so easy to grow stuff in California.
Definitely.
So I decided to grow more than just figs. So I renamed my new place, my new business as Pig and Fig Orchards. So I'll be, as that turns into a productive orchard, hopefully be sharing that with some folks in some videos and whatnot. But yeah, this is a really nice place you got here, Chris.
Thanks. So, how many varieties do you think you have going now down in California?
Oh man, honestly, I don't. I don't even know for sure. I think it's about 150. I may, somewhere 150, 200 range. I'll probably, I have a limit. I have about 4.5 acres, so there's a limit to how much I can plant. I may eventually just start grafting different varieties onto the existing plants because I'm about out of room. And I have more than just figs. As I mentioned, I've got like 60 pomegranates, 60 loquats. I'm trying to get some Yangmei going. I know it's kind of a newer one. It's hard to get that stuff, but I'll probably have about 50 to 60 of those, and then I'm going to be putting about 80 citrus trees in this spring. At least that's the plan. So yeah, some different fruits, but yeah, probably about 150 fig trees or so.
Nice. Okay, let's walk and talk a little more. So,
All right.
I didn't realize. First of all, I didn't realize you were so diversified and getting into so much different stuff down there.
Yeah. Well, I just kind of thought it'd be good to diversify into a couple other things, and then I just kept finding things that the citrus were the most recent thing where I was like, oh, you know what? Let me try doing some citrus.
That'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to follow you and see what your results are on that.
Yeah. Well, where I live is really mandarins are the big like citrus that people grow down there.
Right.
It's like a perfect environment for mandarins.
So can you harvest the whole crop down there for mandarins?
Yeah. I mean, people have orchards that they grow fruit to sell. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, really cool. Really cool. So a little bit about what I've done here with this property. So the property line, you can see where those grapes are going in right there.
Mm-hmm.
The property line pretty much runs from right down towards that big cedar tree that you're seeing across the way. And it runs all the way up here. And if you look on the top of the hill, you'll see those trees. That's right about the edge of the property where those fir trees are and the houses behind it.
Yeah.
So this is all part of the property. But when we moved in here, this was super rough. It was super rough. You couldn't even walk. It was really kind of comical. You had in the fields out here, right over in this area near that apple tree, there was a hole. And you would walk and you would fall in a 6-foot hole. It was just crazy stuff going on here. And this was pure blackberries. Both fields were this field and the neighbor's field over there. They were about 10 feet high.
Yeah.
So I'd take my Kubota and I had my brush cutter on it and I would back into it. And that's how I cleared all the blackberries out.
Oh, that's nice.
And then we started mowing this with a 0-turn mower. And that's how we keep it down and keep the fire danger down. And people that watch my videos see in the spring this is just green and beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, this wasn't beautiful when we started. It was really, really rough. That area over there that has the garden, I brought about 3 feet of material in.
Oh, wow. Okay. Nice.
Yeah, it was a huge, huge hole. So
just mowing the blackberries, you're able to basically knock them out that way?
yeah, I did a couple things. I would use my tractor with the brush cutter and I'd back into and cut them to get them under control. Then I took and I had a rototiller and I have a grading scraper.
Okay.
So I would run the rototiller and then I would take the grading scraper and I would fill 1 foot dips with soil that I would bring down the hill. So I would start up the hill up here and I would drag with that grading scraper down and I would let it out and then just fan it out with the grading scraper. And this area in particular is my best soil because this has a lot of topsoil because naturally, you know, the topsoil is going to work its way down the hill when you're grading, right?
Yeah.
So this area right here is part of the reason why these trees are growing like crazy. And I'm really excited to get some good varieties over in this area.
Yeah.
So this one here is called Joie Noir. And people think it's the same as Beet Ramon.
Yeah.
And I have Beet Ramon that I just put in, and I decided, you know, I'm going to put this one in, and we're going to compare it. So this one went in ground this year, but it was an older tree. And it looks pretty good. The trees over here, for some reason, I think it's the soil, just are cranking.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I think Oregon has, this part of Oregon does have some pretty good soil in general.
Well, I'll take you behind the house and you get to see the beautiful clay. So there is there is a lot of clay, but there's some topsoil in the clay as well. And there's some places where it's just thick clay.
Really?
It's incredible.
That's interesting.
But you know what? You go down to the lake and down by the lake, there's a lot more topsoil and there's a lot of rounded rock and tons of rock down there. There's no rock up here.
Yeah.
It's just how it just changes over a couple 100 feet of elevation.
Interesting. Yeah, this is a nice looking tree here.
Yeah, that's Joie Noir.
Pretty big
really
for
excited.
first, as you said, first year in the ground?
First year in the ground. It's got a little main crop on it. This is a super, super late main. And here in our short season, we'll never get the main.
Okay.
But there's a chance if it puts out the Breba, and it is like Beet Ramon, that this could be phenomenal. So I put it in just as a crapshoot. You know, I've got 6 acres, so I experiment with trees. This is a total experiment tree.
Okay.
So
yeah, I remember I was mispronouncing this name, and I think you helped me out with that.
Oh, and I also remember when you were doing videos, I was giving you a hard time about you need to give the weight of each fig on your videos. And
I did end up doing that.
And then you know what?
No,
now that
maybe I did.
Now that I'm more, excuse me. Now that I'm more experienced, I don't think that's that necessary because there's such a variance, you know, in a variety. So now what I'm trying to do, and just starting to do it really, is trying to say, well, you know, like the Mount Etnas. The Mount Etnas for us out here in our dry climate are generally around 20 to 30 grams. They're in that range. Sometimes you'll get a 15 gram one, sometimes you'll get a 35, but I'm trying to give the range.
Yeah.
So, especially, and that's something you might want to think about too, rather than this fig weighs X, you know, from my experience, I've seen them around this out here, you know, and naturally back east where there's more moisture, they're going to be heavier. Right?
Yeah.
So, and this is a Sajo that Eric up at his channel is Fignorance's Bliss, which I think is a great name.
Yeah, I saw he just named that.
He gave this to me, and honestly, last year, Pete, this thing was 1 foot and it had 2 suckers. And I just said, I'm going to grow it up, and in 1 year, it's done this. It likes this little spot with all this topsoil.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you said a persimmon, right?
Yeah, it's a Sajo.
Yeah, no, I planted a persimmon this spring, and I don't know. You know, it's hard. It's Northern California is a new climate for me, and so it's hard learning what each of the trees wants. But the persimmon hasn't grown that well for me yet.
But they will. They will.
Yeah,
Give
it may
time.
just be getting established.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
I had one, and it was the wrong variety that I put in a different part, and it just didn't grow at all.
Yeah.
So I think part of it's varietal as well. Sajo seems to be doing good, and I have a Nikita's gift that my son gave me for Father's Day a couple years ago, and I'll show you what's going on with that. The one problem I'm having with persimmons out here is the bucks. The bucks come, and they'll get up on their hind legs, and they'll reach down, and they'll strip the tree down. They'll bring the tree down and destroy
wow.
the branches. I mean, they're just, it's like,
Interesting.
it's malicious behavior.
Yeah, even, but not with that fence on there though, right?
Even with the fence. Right
Oh,
now, so
huh.
far, we've been lucky with this one. Those little, I point the little points outward,
Yeah, I
and
see that.
that does help. But boy, when that big buck, when he's got it in
Yeah.
his mind, he wants something. He pretty much gets it.
Yeah, man, I had some goats at my property because I had a lot of blackberries too.
Right.
And at one point I was like, all right, now time to get some goats. And I got some goats and I had it fenced in,
Right.
but they ate everything in there, after a while. And then they started to escape, despite the fact that I had a really nice fence on there. They just would keep getting out, and they made it to one of my plum trees. It was really one of the only fruit trees I had that was larger. And man, they just destroyed that whole thing. They knocked the branches off. They would get up there on their front legs and knock the branches off and just broke everything. I ended up having to cut it down, but
So
and I got rid of the goats.
do they end up eating, when they eat the berries, do they actually eat the thorns as well?
Uh, yeah. I mean, I think they eat everything. I had some there was like an aluminum can on the ground, and they were like trying to eat that too. So they eat pretty much everything, I think.
Well, that could be good, that could be bad. So this one here is my beet Ramon from Montserrat Ponds, and this is
okay.
the best growing tree that I've ever had.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I got this from a cutting. I believe it was from Garden Crochet. Yeah, this was in 2022 that I started the cutting. And I mean, look at the tree. It's suckering out. It put on 20 brevas, and it has 12 that are left. And you're going to get to try one today.
Oh, all right.
Dried on the tree. But this is what I'm doing. I'm bagging them. It's a smaller breva in comparison to a lot of brevas, but it's ripening the whole crop. I mean, how tall are you?
About 5'7".
5'7". I'm going to say that this tree is what, 6'2", 6'3", maybe.
Yeah.
It could play point guard.
So the bags, is there a particular pest that you're trying to keep out of there, or?
It's a variety. It's a
Okay.
variety of pests. See, this is low hanging fruit, and an actual deer could come by because the edge of the cage is here. And I'd had one deer so far this year take one breva, and it was my big Italian 258 that was drying on the tree. So I've only had that. The other thing I get is turkeys. The turkeys will fly up and they'll rip the bag off.
Wow.
And they'll just destroy it.
Yeah.
The other thing are just regular birds. Then there are some pests that are flying pests that will chew on the skin.
Yeah.
So yeah, figs are not.
The turkeys I'm surprised by. You hear that, Eli? He's got turkeys. They come by and they jump up and eat the figs.
Yeah, I had two of them come by this morning, as a matter of fact.
Oh, really?
If we're lucky, you might see them. Because they usually travel in the morning and in the evenings.
Okay.
And yesterday they were traveling in the hot part of the day, which is kind of unusual. And this old apple tree right here, they were all kind of hanging out under the apple tree and spent about a half hour hanging out under the apple tree.
That's cool.
All right, this one here is called Lampera preta, and it's one that was really just loaded with FMV, and it died to the ground. So last year it was down around, you can see where the new growth is, right? Like about a foot up or so, some places like 8 inches.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it died to that height. And what I did was I just covered it with some hay. And when I took it off in the spring, the tips had died. I just cut the dead tips off. And this is what it's done this year. So it's beating that FMV. And I think it's going to be a nice little bush. But it's a San Pedro. Okay. So here San Pedros work really well for us here. Because, the Breva's happening in July and in August when it's, as you can see, bone dry here. And the figs just are wonderful. All right, let's head up the hill. We'll kind of catch a few as we go. So this one's another Ponds. This is called Beet Ramon. And it is supposed to have a good Breva. It didn't set any Breva for me yet. I see some main crop, and I'm hoping to taste it for the first time ever.
Blava Flor, right?
Oh, I said that wrong, right? Yeah. Blava Flor. Sorry, thank you. I knew I brought you along for a reason.
I was like, I'm pretty sure we saw that one already.
Everybody needs a Pete every now and then to help them as they mentally stumble. Okay, this is Italian 376. This is one that comes from Harvey. I think Harvey got these from a guy by the name of Todd Kennedy, all the Italians that have the 3 numbers.
Yeah.
And so far, they seem like they're great Breba producers. This is a nice little young tree, and I just had a Breba from it. Man, it was good. It's just incredible.
I think this is probably the most second popular fig, right?
I think you're right.
Because I think I mean, I've heard of this one, but it's certainly not as common as 258.
Correct. Yeah, and this one's starting, I think this one's starting to get more common here in the Pacific Northwest, and I think hopefully with my videos showing what the Breba tastes like, people are going to get even more and more excited about it, because it seems like a really good one. This one here is called Gris de Saint-Jean, St. John Gray. It is supposed to have a really good Breba. No Breba this year. I see a few fairly good sized main crop. Brian Melton says this one has an incredible prolific Breba that's supposed to be really, really good. So that's what it's in ground for here.
Yeah, I've got one of these at my place too, but it's kind of struggling. So, I don't know if I'll ever, maybe I'll have to put a new one in the ground. I don't know, but yeah, I know a lot of people say good things about this tree. Yep. I don't think I've ever had one of those personally.
I've never had one, so I'm just I'm going on Brian Melton's rep here.
Yeah.
Okay, this is called Belle Cole. It's Montserrat Ponds. It's supposed to have a really good Breba. I planted this tree in ground a couple years ago. It died to the ground, and then I said, oh well, and I dug it up, put it back in a 7-gallon, grew it out last year, put it in ground. We're giving it another try. It's a pretty rare one. Not many people are growing it, but Breba.
What is it called again?
Let's see. Belle Cole.
Belle Cole, huh?
See my tag.
Yeah, I don't know if I've heard of that one.
It's a really rare one.
Hmm.
I don't see my tag hanging out. I think it's Belcoll.
Okay.
But you're trusting my memory.
Yeah, no.
And you've already
there's so many varieties.
Oh, it's hard to keep them track. So this is a Spanish fig from Montserrat Ponds. It's called De Tres Esplet. And it took me a long time to learn how to say that one. I was saying esplay. It's actually a splet.
Okay.
And it means of 3 crops. And it has a really early main crop.
Yeah.
And it has a Breba. And some places, if you have a long enough season, it has a second main. So this one I put in ground. I've tasted it. It's really, really good. Unusual.
Yeah.
Eric up there at Figurates' Bliss is really high on this one.
Yeah. This one, it's been around for a while here in the United States, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like it's gotten more popular recently. And I actually had a hard time finding, because I was trying to get one of these, and I had a hard time finding cuttings at a reasonable price. I did eventually find some, but yeah, I think, with the early crop, I think that's, a good variety for a lot of folks.
Yeah, and that makes sense in the Willamette Valley.
Yeah.
I think Eric was one of the first people to really promote this one. And I think people have just really jumped on board with this one. Let's see. Gris de Saint-Jean, we caught that already. Here's one, Angelito.
Oh, yeah. Actually, one of my biggest trees is Angelito.
Is Angelito?
Yeah.
So have you ripened a crop off of it yet?
Not yet. Sometimes, I don't know what it is. Sometimes trees, maybe when they're younger, they just want to put on growth, and then they don't fruit. So that's kind of where that one's at. And also, I used to grow a lot of trees in pots.
Right.
And they would say that, when you constrain the roots, it tends to fruit more, produce more fruit. And so maybe that's part of it too, is I'm putting them all in the ground now. And so, some of my trees, they're growing real well, but they're just not putting on a lot of fruit.
Interesting. For me, I put this in ground for potential Breba, because Eric Durche was saying how great the Breba crop was on it. So I put it in, and I had a fairly good Breba set on it this last year, and they all dropped. So I see some main crop, but see how small they are.
Yeah.
I won't get those. My season's too short.
It's looking like a real healthy tree, though.
That's, and sometimes when you start them out, I think that's what you're really trying for, is just trying to get a tree to be healthy, and then see what happens down the road. Let's see if it puts on a ton of Breba next year, and let's see maybe if it holds them.
Yeah, but one of the more successful California seedling finds.
Yeah.
Outside of California at least.
Is this Doug's favorite?
It's one of his. I don't know if it's his favorite. but he thought enough of it to, spread it around.
Yeah, I think he thinks highly of it.
Yeah.
All right, so this little guy just went in, and I wasn't going to put it in, and it's just a very young tree. It went in this year, and it's called Atriano,
Oh yeah.
and it's supposed to have a really good Breba crop. And geez, I'm kind of blown away that I see main crop on it. I mean, just went in ground. So we'll see how that does. But people are saying good things about that in the Pacific Northwest, and I felt, hey, you know what? Let's give it a try.
Yeah.
When I first started out, I wasn't growing really the stuff that people were already growing up here. I was trying to come up with new stuff, right? Then I kind of rethought that, and I should grow a lot of the stuff that
Maybe a little of both.
yeah,
A little bit
so
of.
I'm a little more balanced,
Yeah.
which is kind of like the story of my life. Not really in all that balance. Look at that one. It's dried on the tree, and it's actually fallen off in the organza bag.
Yeah.
That's this is Fico Seco.
Oh yeah.
This traces back to Mario.
Yeah.
So I've
Yeah, I
got these
remember
bagged.
I was
Feel how
growing this
soft
in
these
Virginia.
are. Check them out. You just feel how soft they are. I think they're all ready.
Oh yeah. Wow.
So yeah, and main crop is encouraging. It's got some good size on it. So that's a Mario. Let's buzz over and look at one. This is the one that Ben B was really high on, called Vincenzo
Okay.
and Breba.
Wow. Big fig, huh?
Yeah, look at the Breba on that.
Wow.
So we're close. Oh, we're close. Some people would pick that. I don't pick figs like that. Not done. I mean, this to me, that's like another 4 days.
Okay.
But the main crop, look at the main crop.
Yeah.
That's encouraging. So this tree has what we have a lot of problem with out here in my orchard. See on the base of the tree, how it's cracking?
Yeah.
It'll crack and it'll open up, and next thing you know, it'll start looking yellow and it looks unhealthy, and you'll lose the tree. So what I do now, especially on my Breba producers, is I let the suckers come up.
Oh, okay.
And that's my backup.
Yeah, I noticed you got a few. I was going to ask if you're cutting those back or not.
Nope, that's my backup. And that's a new way I'm growing, really. Just from having lost enough trees to say, I probably need to do something a little bit differently.
Yeah.
This is a tree, when I first put in, man, I thought this thing was a goner. This is Vertolino.
Oh, yeah.
Another one that came from Mario. It's got a very similar shape to Fico Seco, but it's totally different. The Breba are totally different. So they're definitely a different variety. But I really thought this tree was going to die when I first put it in. It's finally starting to come around.
Yeah, it looks nice. I've noticed this tree tends to put on a lot of vertical growth,
Okay.
Like I've got one at home, and it's just like a single stalk. It's like it's all like, come on, put on some branches here.
Exactly.
I'll have to
I've
prune
noticed it
I'll have
too.
to prune it back a little bit.
Okay, and then Vincenzo down the hill is just the opposite. It wants to go horizontal.
Yeah.
It doesn't want to go vertical, but I'm kind of making it go vertical. It doesn't really necessarily agree. This is Green Minchurinska over here.
Oh yeah.
And once again, I've got problems at the base with this one, so I'm letting the suckers come in, and it had about, I don't know, 15 or so. So I kept 5 of them this year, and I'm going to turn it into a bush with 5. This is what the Breba looks like, kind of a yellow. And I've had 2 of these so far, Pete. Ugh, bitter.
Oh really?
Skin was just really, really bitter.
Yeah, I never had that issue with Green Minchurinska.
And it might be because the tree is injured, So the tree isn't giving its best.
Yeah, sometimes I get bitterness from figs, and I'm not, I'm like, is it just me or is it the variety? I'm not really sure. But
I got that on Boysenberry Blush.
Yeah, no, I did. So yeah, so I don't think that was just me, because I did. That was. I know everybody kept saying great things about it, and then I in Virginia I ripened a few, and they were all just bitter. I didn't like them at all.
Yep. It may be one of those figs that really needs caprification.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I thought. But, other people would report, oh, no, I didn't get any bitterness. It was great. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, something about it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of bitterness.
No.
What's that one? NDE that Ross sells. That little.
Oh, yeah.
That one is
Yeah,
pure bitterness.
it's acquired taste.
Yeah, and some people do like it. People say it; they
No,
really like
I
it.
get, yeah. It is, you know, small, so it's, you know, it's good for the East Coast in that respect.
Right,
Yeah.
right, right. So this is called Bill's Communa, and it went back to, I think, Figs for Fun days, and
Hmm.
was called Communa Small Black, and they've made a mistake. It's not a black fig, but Bill
Okay.
loves it. It's supposed to be a smaller fig. First time it's putting on figs for me. Once again, I'm letting the suckers happen.
Yeah.
So I don't really have much to say about it yet, other than it's supposed to be a little bit smaller and it's supposed to be somewhat early. So I'm trying to see, is it really early?
Okay.
This is an Italian fig called Sangue Dolce, Mount Etna. Pretty nice crop, but really small for this time of the year. You know, really disappointing, honestly. So the Etnas here, they will ripen, and when I grow them in a pot, I generally get them ripening right about September 1st here.
Oh, okay.
And so I get a lot of the crop in the pot. I don't get as much of the crop in ground. And I'll
Hmm.
be honest with you, those Etnas, when they're in the pot, they're as good as they are in ground. For
Yeah.
me, they're delicious.
How long does your season typically like? When does it typically end for you?
Main crop will start beginning of September. And we're hoping this year it might be about 10 days early because Breba was 10 days early.
Hmm.
And it'll go through September. And September weather is usually pretty nice. And then it gets into October. And October's hit or miss.
Yeah.
You know, mid-October-ish. If you're starting to get figs beyond mid-October, it's probably cool and it's rainy
Yeah.
and they're not very good. So that's why we really need the early Maine and the Breba varieties here, because they're happening at the best time of the year, and we have such a short window.
Hmm.
This is just a California seedling that I'm growing up, trying to experiment with.
Okay.
It looks like it's pretty healthy.
Yeah. It's always well, more often than not, I feel like those typically don't do well outside California,
Yep.
but sometimes, you know.
Yeah, I'm playing around with it. We'll see what happens. Okay, we're gonna go up to, this is Rhone de Bordeaux. My buddy Josiah grew this for me. This one in ground, it's only had one winter in ground.
Yeah.
And this is like a really great one for us here because it's an early Maine crop variety.
Okay.
I had this years ago and my first original plantings, and the bucks just rubbed it to the ground. And not knowing much about figs, I said, oh, they've killed it.
Hmm.
Instead of wait, it will grow back.
Yeah.
I learned that lesson, you know, it will grow back. So I was on board early with it, but I just didn't replace it. And I should have, because this is one that people just rave about here.
Yeah.
Because it's delicious berry and it's, you know, early, which is
Yeah.
what we need.
Yeah, no, it is known as one of the earlier varieties, and um, you know, they say East Coast it's really good because it, you know, early, maybe the Northeast. Interesting. I didn't know. I guess it makes sense that it would be good here. I've heard that in the this one in particular, in the really hot locales like California,
Mhm.
some places, it ends up actually not being the best fig variety. I do want to get a copy though at some point, just to try it out at my place. But yeah, a lot of people like that variety for sure.
Interesting. I hadn't heard that about the warmer climates.
Yeah.
You know, that's what the figs are, just location specific. I say it all the time on my channel. It's like what works here might not work another place, even if it's a few hundred miles away. I mean,
Mhm.
it's just totally. Now this one here, this is called, I'll show you the spelling on it. And
Oh yeah.
it's called Susarea.
Okay. I guess I was
that.
pronouncing that all wrong.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I recognized the name, but I didn't know how to pronounce it.
I was too, until Eric corrected me. And, you know, he's teaching me how to say a lot of Spanish words. I would have got that one wrong as
Yeah.
well, but it's supposed to have a good breva, supposed to be relatively early. I have had one fig off of it when it was in a
Okay.
pot, and it's good. It was good. But you know, how do you know on the first fig if it's
Mhm.
really going to be good? That's kind of fun because that's a really rare one. I
Yeah.
like playing around with the really rare pawns and to see if they actually work. Like Beat Ramon down there, I mean, nobody has reported on it.
Yeah.
And I think it's just going to be a winner here. I mean, if it, from year to year, if it can hold a Breba crop like it is this year, that's a winner, and that's fun. That's part of what I do. So I'm not just growing, to have a ton of figs, although eventually I will. I've had a lot of Breva this year, but I'm growing for the fun of it, the experiment of it. That's why I put White Madeira #1 in ground, is because it potentially is going to have a great Breva, and it hasn't given me a Breva, and the main crop is too late. So, I think I've made a mistake there.
Yeah.
So, anyways, this one here is Negron, and this is one of those classic figs that people in the Pacific Northwest love. And I was late to be on board with it because I knew it already worked. Right. So I was trying to be, I got to find stuff that is new stuff. And now, like I say, I've changed course. I'm gone back to, I know this works. Why not do it?
Yeah.
So this we think is Olympian.
Oh.
And it's called Bill's Nero. My buddy Bill, who's back in Missouri, found it in a big box store back there, and they had it labeled as Nero.
Okay.
And you get to try 2 that were on the bottom, that had fallen off, that look really good.
Yeah, those look pretty good.
But it's you want to try one?
Sure.
That's basically.
Right now?
Yeah, if you want to.
Sure.
There are no rules at the Fig Grove.
Eli, come here, bud. Come here. Oh yeah, it's good.
Uh-oh.
Hey, you want to try some of this?
Eli's coming up.
Okay, here you go, bud. Tell me if that's good or not.
Oh,
Thumbs
he
up?
likes that.
All right.
Likes it.
Yeah, it's tasty.
Yeah, it's a nice one. It's kind of a common one for up here. It isn't like blow your socks off kind of great, but it's good. And it's really good in jam and dehydrated. It's really good dehydrated. So we got a French one here next called Amateur Fig du Mont. And I know nothing about it.
Oh yeah.
Eric told me I have to grow it.
I was reading about this yesterday on our figs. They had
really?
I think they had a thread going about this one. Well, there's one that Eric down from Santa Barbara.
Oh.
I think he had started it, or he had commented on it, and then somebody had updated it recently. I think this was it. I think they say it's similar to Black Zadar, maybe?
No, I think that one's Amacord.
Oh, yes, you're right. You're right.
And that's Amacord I know is supposed to have a big Breva. I don't know anything about this one.
Okay.
I think Eric said it has a big Breva. So
interesting.
I trust his judgment when he says this one has to go in ground. I don't really question it because he is kind of one of the authorities up here. He really knows his figs.
All right.
All right, so we did Roundabout Bordeaux. Let's go up here. Up on the top of the hill, I've got Improved Celeste. It really has not grown well for me, and it's looking way better than it did last year. And the reason I have this one is early May crop, right? So it's kind of a strange shape.
Sorry, I didn't see the name.
No problem.
Oh, Improved Celeste. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this was actually first variety I ever got.
Oh, really?
In Virginia. Yeah.
Interesting.
I got it from what was it? Edible Landscaping, I think, or maybe it's Just Fruit and Exotics. Anyway, I bought it from one of the nurseries. Yeah.
Right. Early one. It seems like it might do better in drier climate than moist because it's a little larger, but I'm not really sure. This is my mother tree of crows. Now this is funny. This tree, when I first got it, everybody was wanting crows, right? So I just kept cutting it and cutting it and cutting it and gifting it and gifting it. And the tree, look how small the figs are in the tree. Now walk over here and look at the baby. First of all, look at the color of the baby. Look how green it is.
Yeah.
Same planting techniques and compared to the mother tree, really a little bit more yellow. And look at the figs. Come over here and peek. Look at the difference. You saw how small those were.
Yeah. Interesting.
The only reason I put this tree in ground is because it was, at that point, it was before Beat Ramon, it was the best growing tree I'd ever had. And I said, I got to put that one in ground, right? So I don't know what I'm going to do with the other one. I don't need 2 of these.
Yeah.
Because this one is obviously the one that I wanted. And isn't it weird you can take a cutting off of a tree and it can grow way, way better than the mother.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, you always wonder, is it like getting more nutrients, or is it just something with the tree itself? Because I've got some that are pale like that, and
Mm-hmm.
I'll put fertilizer on them. They're still pale. I'm like, what am I doing wrong with this one? I don't know.
Well, I
So
might be able to one up you on pale. Look at my Tiapenia.
yeah,
Something's wrong, man. I don't know what's going on with this tree, and I really want it to grow. It put on all these breba and dropped
yeah,
them all. But this is fed the same way my other trees are fed. I top it with composted manure for fertilizer. I water it the same. Everything's the same, but it's just always looked yellow like this. And this is
hmm,
one when I had it in a 15-gallon pot, it got really root bound and it was a water hog. I could never keep it watered.
hmm,
It was crazy. So I put it in ground for Brava because the main is too late and the tree isn't doing that great. So this is kind of one I'm kind of going, what am I going to do with this tree? Just like that crow's up there. What am I going to do with that tree? Because I'm trying to limit the footprint of my orchard and the amount
yeah,
of work.
hmm,
And I want to have stuff that works.
right, right.
I'll take you over to another one that's not working. Great fig.
What's up, buddy? Okay, when we go up to the house, okay?
Eli, you're being pretty patient, considering these guys are talking about stuff that means probably very little to you, right? You know, you probably like baseball a whole lot more than figs, right? Yeah, I kind of was the same way your age. So this is white Madeira number one.
Oh yeah.
I just don't know. The figs really aren't a bad size. I've had two main crop off of it. I thought it was supposed to have a breva. Still hasn't had a breva. It's an old tree. I got this in 2018 from Jamie back
Mm,
in Pennsylvania. It's a great
yeah.
tree. It belongs down at your place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, this was one of my favorites in Virginia.
Yep.
It's got a great flavor.
This screams your place. It says, get me out of here. This is a
I know
wrong.
I have one. I haven't looked at it recently, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on with it.
Well, I definitely can get you cuttings.
Yeah.
Another Etna, Black Greek Marius. Never one that really has impressed me all that much. Once again, figs are kind of like the crows. They're that same size. They're not that big. It's got something going on with the leaves, and I don't know. I just don't. This is one of those things where I've got 4 Etnas in ground, and boy, they sure seem redundant.
Hmm.
I just don't notice a big difference in the taste profiles of any of the Etnas when they're really ripened and it's super dry.
Yeah.
They're just all great. They're strawberry, raspberry, and they're thick and they're
Yeah.
delish. And, I'm trying to get main crop where you put the tree in and it all ripens. And I'm just having a hard time finding those. This is Grantham's Royal. Look at the size of the figs. This is the first time it put on Brava. Had 5 on there. I took 1 off, and I'm going to do a comparison between that and Bifaro Zeus. So we'll walk over to the Zeus as well. You can see that. This is Ischia Black, known for fig mosaic virus,
Yeah.
mid-season fig. It's got a nice crop. It almost looks like it might ripen, even though it's a mid-season here.
Yeah.
So, but I was hoping the suckers wouldn't have the FMV, but look at the FMV. It's just,
It is known for that. Yeah.
yeah, it's just riddled. It's a shame. Okay, we're going over to Italian 258.
Wow.
Look
Look
at
at
the
that.
size of these.
That's nice.
Isn't that beautiful? So I'm just about to taste the first off of this. So this is, for us, would be considered more of a later of the Brava crop, a later
Oh, okay.
Brava.
Hmm.
Because most of my Bravas are all done.
Yeah.
So this is a later one, but it's loaded with nice figs, and this just went in ground too.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing. Get
Yeah,
in
I
there and
know.
see the size of them.
People rave about this variety having good figs, good tasting.
I've
figs.
had the Brava, and it is really good. I haven't had it from an in-ground tree, and look at that.
Yeah.
Soft. Neck isn't quite soft. That's a couple days away. I'm gonna try to let these concentrate and hang on the tree.
Okay.
Okay, down there we've got Iranian candy. Not much to talk about other than it died to the ground and I'm letting it come back. It's been a terrible tasting fig for me and
Hmm.
I don't want to be too negative about it. Give it a
Yeah,
chance.
I've never grown this one personally, but I know it's supposed to be one of the earlier varieties, right?
That's why I'm growing it
Yeah.
early. So far, I just haven't been impressed. And I could have been because my tree was really sick, and that's why I cut it and did a rejuvenation prune. But Lampira preta down there came back with no FMV. This is still coming back with FMV. So we will see. This area right here is kind of a dangerous area, the danger zone for figs, because when I designed this property, I created drainage coming down the hill to right here,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you can see it coming through and then coming through and go right by the apple tree. Well, I've
Yeah.
put stuff in near that drainage area and it all fails.
Oh, okay.
So could be that Iranian candy is too close to my drainage,
Yeah.
and because we get a lot of rain.
Yeah, for sure.
We get a lot of rain. All right, this is the end of the tour here. The last is the big ones
Okay.
that have been in ground. This is Long Butte.
Oh, wow.
It's Long of August,
That's really
a French
cool.
fig.
Yeah.
I think it looks like a Christmas tree with ornaments.
Yeah. I mean, it's supposed to be one of the best varieties for the Northwest, right?
Very tasty,
Yeah.
very tasty. Not as good as Desert King, not as good as Bifero Zeus, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Let's find a really soft one so you can try it.
Okay.
You got to find it. Now, the trick with picking this, it's got to be soft up at the neck.
Okay.
So the body, if soft, if it's really firm at the neck, it's probably not ready.
Yeah.
So you got to find the one. You got to find the one that's, you can see a shriveling here, this one right here. You can see, first of all, you can see the neck is kind of shriveled, how little the neck is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Give her a try. LDA.
All right. I think this is my first time trying this, actually.
Nice.
Eli, you try some? Ben, you want some?
LDA.
All right.
It's
They're
a
both
French
going
fig.
to try it this time.
Sweet.
Here you go, Ben.
It's a big enough fig where you can share.
I know. Yeah, real nice sweetness to it. What do you guys think?
Tastes different.
Tastes different? Oh, he's giving it and not as good as the other
That's
one?
what I'm, yeah. And see, that's the way I feel about it too. When it's good, it's really good, but sometimes it's stringy and sometimes it's
Yeah.
pasty.
It is
That
a
was
little
stringy?
stringy, yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know. So we're taking the rest of these and Anne's going to make jam
Okay.
with the rest of them.
Yeah.
To me, it's just not the best of the eating figs.
It's got these really long breve though. It's kind of cool.
It's cool looking. It does look like a Christmas tree with ornaments. All right, my DK is totally done except for one fig, and I saved it for you. So can you see it up there? You have to pull the branch down.
Oh, yeah.
So I want you to grab that. Then we're going to go over to Corky's, and we're going to get a Corky's that looks just like that, and I want you to compare.
Okay.
So let's take that one. Now we're going to go, that's the last fig on the tree. We're going to buzz over to Corky's. I think if they're not the same, they're very, very close. So you can see the shape of my tree. It was so loaded with fruit that all the branches have come down. I got to tie it up. So let's find one that's nicely ripened. Here's one. Check that one out. Okay. So you got to see if they taste
You hold
the
that
same.
one so we don't mix them up.
All right.
Try them right now?
Yeah, this is
All
cool
right.
because not many people have
Here,
had them
bud.
side by side.
Okay, this is Desert King.
This is
There
the
you go.
one that we're known for.
Yeah. What do you think? Yeah, this is the best of those three that we've had so far, I think.
Yeah, that's not
A
surprising.
lot of sweetness there.
Not surprising.
And then this is Corky's. Here you go, bud. What do you think?
Also good.
Huh?
That one's also really good.
It is also really good. You know, this one, and you know, it can vary by fig, how ripe they are, whatever.
Right.
This one wasn't quite as sweet. Had a little bit different flavor to it.
Interesting.
I feel like.
Interesting. Well, there are those that are going to be happy to hear that.
I mean, they're both good. They were both good.
They're both definitely good. Okay, we've got 3 trees left. We'll go down. I got to just show you Brown Sugar Crunch. So it doesn't put out Breba unless you get one here and there. And it puts out the main crop. And this actually starts ripening in ground on September 3rd for us last year. So you can see just absolutely loaded with figs. So this is one of my faves for main crop because it's early enough, right?
Okay. We're really starting to get a little bushy here on this one, huh?
Yeah, doing that on purpose. I'm
Yeah.
going to go through after it drops its leaves, and I'll probably take a bunch of the cuttings and gift the cuttings. It's become a really hot variety, and it was gifted to me by a guy by the name of Chris from back east, and I decided I'm not going to sell any of them, and I gifted some around the country, and let me know if you want a few of these. I'll get you some cuttings at cutting season.
Yeah, looks good.
It just seemed appropriate to not make money on it. It was gifted to me, and you know, and I've said really good things about it. And I don't want to have people think that my judgment is based on trying to make money.
Yeah, you know, there's always that suspicion.
Yeah,
you know,
I don't like
when
that.
people, it is what it is.
All right, second to the last but not least is by Pharaoh Zoos. So find yourself a good one, and here, you're gonna have your socks blown off right now. You want to try it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's get a couple
Here's-
going. I'll get you another here's another really good one.
Right there.
Thanks, bud.
This is one of my favorites.
Yeah. Yeah, nice sweetness to it. And a chewy skin.
Yeah.
What do you think, bud?
Did you get a good
Not
one?
as good as the other ones.
Not
me-
as good as Desert King?
Oh,
Okay.
let me see if you got a good one or not. You know, you didn't get the best one. Let me get you a better one. Hang on. Let me cruise the tree. Okay, try this one.
These things are pretty big. You gotta eat it like an apple.
That one's going to be better, I bet.
What do you think?
I'm waiting
This
for
one
the.
tasted better than this one.
Oh, yeah, really? Let me see that.
Oh.
Let me see that.
Interesting.
Let's try.
That one tasted more watery.
More watery? Okay. Yeah. This one isn't as good as the one I just ate.
First watered. That one's watered down a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
Well, save your palate because we're going to try comparing it to Granthams and see how they are. I've got two that look like they're
Okay.
ripened
Man,
about
I'm
the
gonna-
same.
Good thing we didn't eat lunch yet.
What do you mean? This is lunch. All right, last tree,
All right.
Campagnari. This one works for us because this one ripens on September 1st. And they're smaller figs, but actually, as the tree has spent more time in ground, they've gotten bigger. But you can just see, loaded,
Yeah.
absolutely loaded.
Well, this tree is one of my favorites for flavor.
Yeah, I really like
It's really
it too.
got a nice flavor.
I like it. And it works, I think it works back east, it works out here.
Yeah.
It seems to work, you know, just about everywhere. When I first started growing it, I wasn't as impressed with the flavor. And as it's gone in and dug in, I mean, it's a good sized tree.
Yeah.
The flavors have gotten better. Okay, we should have one last thing to look at. You were talking about persimmon. So this is what I'm doing to keep the buck from reaching up and grabbing and pulling the branches down. I just put some cages in the ground so he won't come near it. But this is my first crop of Nikita's gift ever.
Oh, wow.
So it's really exciting.
That's nice.
Isn't that nice?
How old is this tree?
Let's see. I'm going to say 4 years maybe.
Okay, wow.
It isn't that old. I mean,
Yeah.
they really grow. The problem is that until they get a lot of size on them, when you get too many figs, they break the branches. And so
Mhm.
they just weigh the tree down. So even though I have a nice crop, but it's not crazy, it's actually better when
Yeah.
the tree's young because the tree can't handle the weight.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people say good things about this variety. And actually, when I was in Virginia, I planted a single persimmon tree, and it was Nikita. Was it Nikita's gift?
Nikita's gift.
Yeah, that's what it was. And unfortunately, it died in the
Oh,
first
bummer.
winter. But you know,
Well,
but
this
it's got a
one-
good reputation for
y-
sure.
Yeah, this one's special because my son gave it to me for
Oh,
Father's
nice.
Day. You know,
Okay.
So I love a connection like that with a
Yeah.
variety of anything when I'm dealing with it. Okay, you guys, this has been Pete. And what was your name again?
Eli?
You got to speak up.
Eli?
Eli, like Eli Manning?
Yeah.
Better be careful. I'm a Patriots fan. That kind of hurts. You don't want to be on the video, do you? No. So we're gonna respect everybody's rights to be on or not to be on. I'm not on the video. Okay, you guys. Hey, thanks for watching a 50-minute video.
Whoa.
We have set a new record.
Wow.
Hopefully there weren't too many grammatical errors. I know I did make a mistake when I beat Ramo down there.
It's okay. When you can do a video that long and not make a lot of edits, that's pretty good.
Yeah. I've been told my mouth runneth over. All right. Hey, thanks you guys for watching. Thanks for making it all the way through. From the Fig Grove, we're out of here.